Welcome to the Find Your Shine Again podcast. I'm Maximilian, your host and transformational expert. Each episode features inspiring journeys of real people who overcame life's challenges, emerging stronger and happier. My philosophy: transformation can be rapid and profound. And I've discovered on my own journey that so much more is possible when we harness the power of our minds, an untapped potential within us all beyond imagination. And today I'm super excited to introduce to you our special guest, Tatjana, whose journey is truly inspiring. And I'm grateful to have you here today, Tatjana.
Hi, Max. I'm so happy to be over here. I'm Tatjana, and I'm a single mom living in the States, Oklahoma, the tornado state. Yep. I'm glad that you asked me to come over and talk to you again about our session that we had.
Yes, and I'm really glad that you decided to talk about it because especially since we both realized it's been almost exactly 2 years on the 1st of
Yes.
April. So it's really exciting also today to hear the progress and how you experience everything. So, Tatjana, let's start with the first question, and it's not going to be exactly about your RTT session, but
Mhm.
just what was a moment in your journey, in your personal growth and development when you felt really confident, also an inner peace, and when you really trusted your inner judgment and you just felt good about being yourself, basically.
And this is now after the session in those 2 years, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I totally think of one incident that happened like a few months ago,
Mhm.
where my son was challenging me again. Like, I mean, having a teenager, was also the reason why I came to you. It was my main reason of being just really blown out of proportion conversations about, how I can get my stance on things with a teenager. And yeah, there was like a few months ago was a situation with my teen where I already like didn't even feel too much pressure about it already, but I still, as a grown up and as the parent, you had to, find out the source of the thing that happened, because it was a typical like when the kids starting to be teenagers and they want to try things out, and then you find something in their room. So I didn't find anything in his room. He just didn't wanted to show me something in a particular place. So
Mhm.
I was like, I got suspicious, and I could have also brushed it off, but at the end, you also need to know what's going on in this, what he's doing. You need to know. And at the same time, I want him to have trust in me.
Hmm.
So I know what I would do before. I would totally like get crazy, start screaming. And I really tapped myself on the shoulder after that day, because I was still persistent, but I was not crazy. I was I just kept saying that I want to know what it is, but in a calm voice,
Hmm.
in a calm tone. And it still took a while, but it this conversation didn't even take as long as before, when I used to get all uh, overreacting over everything. It was a much shorter session. It probably didn't even last 30 minutes until he then really said, okay, I just show it to you.
Hmm.
So it was something where I really felt like I progressed, and I saw a big change. Yeah. It was like I finally, like, all my body was not tired, because before it was like you were just done, your head was hurting, your whole body was aching. And this time I was just able to really overcome it in a very calm way, and I'm really grateful for that.
Wow. Thank you so much for sharing this, Tatjana. And of course, having a teenager, they're always going to be challenging situation. And I think that's probably the biggest challenge you could ever have, right? To be in a situation like you've been, and then realizing now you actually can persist and you can bring your point across, but still remain calm and clear. And especially what you mentioned, calm in your body as well, because sometimes when we overreact, also our body, of course, is full of stress, and then we get maybe headaches, tension, and a lot of things. So yeah, I'm really also proud of you that you actually were able to do it in such a calm and confident manner this time. So really cool.
Mhm.
And what would you say for our audience who's listening? Because I always ask about resilience, because in life, we all experience heavy and hard things that will maybe, take us out of our routine, and we sometimes don't know how to cope with it, but we all emerge stronger even after difficult situations. So I wanted to ask you, what's your perspective on resilience? And can you share maybe even a specific moment in your journey, in your life, where you faced adversity, maybe a really difficult situation, and you found yourself being resilient and you bounce back stronger? So it's like a wave, but you didn't crush underneath the wave, but you came back and even stronger because you might have learned also something. Just in general, maybe there's just one thing you can recall and share with the audience.
Yes, so I feel I can also, like, say, because we had two sessions together, and one of them was the session to past life. And I think this is one that really helped me on finding also resilience, because it was nothing special with this whole past life thing there, but this was the actual point of it, that I feel like, those past lives that we went through in our session, they were like, a very normal, calm, you know, no hectic life.
Mm,
And this what got me was that I should stay away from a hectic life,
mm,
and that I feel better being calm, a normal life, not trying to thrive anywhere, like what right now with the whole YouTube community, you want to be famous and things like that. So I kind of feel like I started to accept just that I will not be that way, and I'm actually happy and glad that you don't have to be special and famous, and like, really don't, if this is not something that, it probably is just for my body and my self-esteem, I should be happy with what I have and the little things. And I think that is a big point of what I learned, that even my past life is just, comfortable, and I'm not trying to be somebody like somebody big, and maybe somebody who I'm not. So this was something where I had a realization.
mm. Wow, thank you so much for sharing this as well. And I remember and I recall just now, in this one scene, you went back to be a farmer and you
Yeah.
were looking over to the house in a distance, and everything was, I think, also really connected down to earth in a sense, right?
Yes.
And that's where a lot of resilience lies, in the calmness, right? And in the power
Mhm.
of the stillness, maybe even, and not in the hectic, I need to do more, I need to be better, I need to be famous, or something that might come from an outside attraction and social media nowadays, but just really to reconnect with the desire that's within you and the, yeah, where your real power lies. Yeah, that's really cool. And this was really special as well to do this with you, to go back to a past life. And so, Tatjana, I think also it's interesting for our audience to maybe get to know you a little bit better. So, what would you say were some life experiences, that shaped you and your belief, and also maybe led to places where you felt you had to deal with maybe anger issues or overreacting? What was something in your life that we all experience, right? That maybe contributed to this?
Yeah, so that was also one of our first session that we had with the hypnosis, and we realized it was because I felt unheard. And so this was one of the things I had to work on, because I also realized like this is probably the problem I had, and then I overreacted in the way of like trying to be heard and trying to make everybody hear me. And yeah, that's why I had to work on this, on just being okay with, that things are not always going my way, and that they can't. And I don't know, I'm still trying to figure it out, but it's definitely working better that I'm now
Yeah.
just trying to stay calm of it and just know the source of it.
Absolutely. And thank you for sharing this. And I often hear this also when I have sessions with clients, it's a normal reaction. If we don't get the attention or we are not heard, we need to find a way, and oftentimes it's in being louder, in being, making your point across. You push it further and further until, you get heard. But then oftentimes, of course, it's not the way you actually want it, but you try it in this way, and it's a mechanism, right, to try to deal with it in this way. But it's also so brave that you came, to a realization when you found it's actually not working well for me anymore in this way. And what was the point when you decided, okay, I want to change something? I need to change something, that opened your eyes and your mind to possible solutions to work on this topic?
Yeah, I mean, it was a lot of life circumstances that happened, and that just, like piled over each other and made things worse. And yeah, also like a divorce, and then we had to find a new way of how to live with each other, like especially with the kids, since they went through it too. So that was one of the biggest points where I really needed some help to get out of this kind of point. And I mean, it could also be that like time could heal, but I mean, also it's good if you work on yourself, and then plus the time. And yeah, I'm glad where I am right now, and that I was able to overcome like a whole lot of struggles.
Yes,
Yes.
yes. And that's so brave, Tatjana, because you went through a lot with the divorce, with having children and working through all of this. And it's very also strong, I believe, to realize when you can benefit from support, and this can be support in many different ways. Sometimes it's just asking friends to help you, but sometimes it's also addressing certain topics like you did. And when you found out about RTT and hypnosis, did you have any doubts, beforehand, before you decided, yeah, sure, I'm going to try it?
I mean, for me, hypnosis was like that, what you see in the circus, or those places where all of a sudden the people fall down, and they have no more control over their bodies. So I was thinking that it's something like that. But when we had our session, it was totally different. Like I still had my mind. I still was aware of myself and everything, It was just that this hypnosis turned into a specific area, and you were not able to move anywhere else with your thoughts. It was really just this one particular thought that is like straight in front of you, and you actually really fight to look for something else because you feel like this is not a thought that is important to me, you know, like in your mind, but apparently this is that thought that wants to come out and wants to really be seen. So yeah, and then you just have to start to unravel it and figure out what that thought is and go further into it. So I had no clue that it would be like that. It was yeah, mind-blowing to me.
That's great. And I hope in a positive way, because like you said, oftentimes people think of like show and like the hypnosis where people, you
Yeah.
know, turn into a duck or, you know, into something strange. And I mean, that's completely not like what it is in reality, because that's really show. And we work obviously also in a way that's helping people, and it's accessing the subconscious mind where we enter and access these ideas and beliefs that are oftentimes locked within us that we don't even realize. Like you said, we don't even believe consciously that something affects us so much. But when you access this knowledge in this deep relaxation state, you get completely new insights. And that's also what makes it so powerful. And you've already shared a bit of your experience. Can you walk us through a little bit more for people who haven't experienced RTT or any sort of hypnosis? How was the process like in the way you recall it? Because it's been 2 years now,
It's
but
been long.
it's been long.
Yeah. But yeah, I remember like you definitely need to find a time where you're like totally calm and where, you know, your kids are not around. So you need to find a good time for that. So and then you were you started with some words. You have also a very calm way to get into it. So and it just feels like it's like a meditation, I would say. And then I just listen to your words, and it's just floating me into the next session. And yeah, it's mostly, yeah, you just tell me where to go, what you kind of lead, and I just come up with what I see, and that's what I answer. And it really, I guess you never know where you end up, but it's not hard to do, I would say. You just really have to um, get into the lead, like, and let yourself lead. That's what I want to say. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. I like that a lot. It's really trusting the process, and what comes up will be like the thing to deal with. And it's also very conversational, right? In the most part of the session, it's really about me guiding and then also you reacting, giving me the information, what's inside of you, what shows up, then we deal with it. And in the end, of course, it's also going to be like the meditation, like a specific recording just on your needs. So,
Yes,
yeah,
and then you gave me another recording that I would have to use for the next, I think, like 3 weeks.
yeah.
Was it 3 weeks? Yeah. So before I went to sleep, I listened to it, and it's more like, you know, like words of encouragement. Yeah. So it was nothing really special, but it helps. It's crazy.
I think that's actually great, you know, when you say it's actually nothing special, because I think for many people in their minds, it seems like it's something
Yeah.
very strange or something
like
make sure.
rituals or stuff you
Yes.
probably have to do and things.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's why I'm saying it was actually like really something, like as if you every night would just listen to a audio devotional, and yeah, that was,
Yeah.
it's really good. Like it's nothing you have to be afraid of. I would say
Exactly.
nothing really challenging. So it's just helps, yeah,
Yeah.
ease your mind and get you into another um well-being,
Mm.
realm of well-being.
Yeah, that's well said. And would you say, did you have any discoveries and unexpected revelations during the hypnosis session or even after, things you would have not thought of consciously?
Yeah, like it was the situation that we had in the session. I could always recall this time when that we went back to, but um with my self-awareness, that was a total different subject that I recalled from then on, and not the subject of that I didn't feel hurt. Like it was a total, my interpretation of this scene before the session was a total different one.
Yeah.
And I felt like it didn't have anything to do with me, this kind of scene that we went through.
Mm.
But yeah, this gave it a total different view on this situation, on that scene that we went through.
Yeah. Thank you, Tatjana. And how did you continue the momentum after the session, and following up? Because sometimes, like you said, you get the recording and everything, but still, how did you keep the momentum going after the session?
I mean, I also can still remember like a few months after the session, or a few weeks, I had another situation where like I still wasn't able to conquer it like I'm doing now. So it's a process, I would say, because I think like at the end you really have to work on it and really make yourself understand. And it's a process. You can't, like, if that I already felt better than what I would do before the session, but it was still not where I really want to be. It still made me, I still cried.
Yeah.
I still was hurting all over. It still took a lot of my energy. And yeah, but it also at the same time, it makes you realize, okay, we still need to work on it. We still need to find the resilience and things like that. So it at the end, those kind of challenges still help you, because as long as you still see that, okay, it's still room to grow, let's work on it more, calm down, and then the more and more, I mean, it's a teenager. If you have problems with teenager, it's not something that is just one time and then the situation is over forever. No, it's like every time there's a new thing coming up. So yeah, it was challenging, and I can say it's not a one thing fix all fix one time fix, and you're a totally different person right away. It's a process and that you have to go through. And I mean, I think it's really good to know the source, so you can work on that source.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you. And like you say, you grow with it. You start to make the changes, you start to realize what's the root cause that's causing you to act in a certain way, and then you build up on it. And like you said it so beautifully, it's the growth, the experiences life will always give you, and you can learn to grow with it until you react in a way that you actually feel, wow, that's how I want to react in that circumstances. And then the next thing will come in life, and we train, and we need to continue training to evolve as well. But that's really true, and it's a growth mindset, and to participate in the process. You want it to change, and you put in the effort, to look into what's causing me these issues, and you continued evolving during this whole time. So I think that's also really empowering, because you can do something about it. It's not so
Yeah.
much, you're not a victim of the outside world, but you take the power of your own ability to regulate and to control your thoughts, your feelings, your behaviors. And that's really self-mastery in the end.
Yeah,
And
I was so
congratulations.
glad. I was so glad last time with my last time, like that issue that I already
Yes.
explained. It was I felt so good. I felt so good because at the end there was actually a solution, you know?
Mhm.
There was a solution. He really gave up and told me what it is. And you know, you actually came to a solution. In the contrary, on before, there was it was just crying, screaming, and still nobody told you, it still was no end because you still didn't get that answer. You just still didn't get that truth. So yeah, I'm glad. Like it took a way shorter time, and we got to the issue and we fixed it. So I'm really glad. I'm happy about the
Yeah.
progress.
I'm happy for you, and I'm sure everybody who's listening would give you now a medal for being so so brave and doing this, handling this situation so
Yeah.
well. And it's a win-win now. Before it was a lose-lose because both
Yes.
participants were hurting and you don't get a solution, and now you actually win and you can move on and it builds you up. So that's so,
Yes.
so cool. I'm so proud of you and so happy. So thanks for sharing this as well. And Tatjana, RTT probably also played one role in your transformational journey, but probably also you tried and experienced other things that helped you, in your personal development. Can you share with us some of the other tools or techniques or inspirations that helped you along the way?
Yes. So at the same time, I'm also really grew in my Christian journey, and like turned into a big believer. And what also helped me in that way is that you just give all your problems to Jesus, you know? So it helps also a lot to just, not keep everything for you and just give it away, and even if it's just a mental thing, giving it away helps so much to just have more peace in you. And if somebody needs this spiritual being of, be it Jesus, who just, you can lay all your burdens and all your sorrows in front of him and he will fix it, and it's away from you. So this is something that helps a lot, just this kind of thought that it's, don't keep all your burdens, don't keep them, and give them away, even if it's just spiritual, mental kind of things. They will not, it is just a burden and it will not get you anywhere keeping them with you.
Absolutely. I think it's a really important lesson and idea and belief, and oftentimes when we grow up, I feel children more intuitively don't hold on so much, but as we grow older, oftentimes we hold on to stress, to grudges, to fear, to many things. And it's really, again, learning to also release and let go things that might be even out of your control. And
Mm-hmm.
even if it's just something tiny, I think it's really powerful to let go and to
Yes.
practice this. And even the words letting go, I think one of the most important words ever, because when you let go, you can release and you can free yourself and open yourself up to new possibilities that you might don't see when you hold on to something
Yes.
very much that's probably not doing you good.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's great. And Tatjana, now I'm just curious, because nowadays a lot of people also talk about manifestation and attracting things into your life. What are your thoughts and ideas around this?
I mean, in the Christian way, I don't really believe in manifestation, but I think it's the same thing as what happens if you have a clear mind and just the belief that everything will be fine, and you just it really happens in some way. That thing of manifestation, if you think about it, it will happen to you. And I am totally sure, I don't know the whole science behind it, but it really happens. And if you pray for it or manifest it to whoever who wants to manifest, to the ones who want to pray for it, it really happens. It helps. It really helps. And I think I did a lot of prayers that really turned into something. And at the end, but you also have to wait sometimes. Don't expect it right away. So yeah, you have to be patient.
Yes, patient. Thanks for that. It's also maybe letting go, pray for something or manifest, however you want to call it, and release it. Then, don't hold on to the idea it needs to be there right away.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
just open yourself up to the possibilities that might arise, that it's coming to you when the timing is right. And you're maybe ready actually to receive it also.
Yes, exactly. Because sometimes maybe you still need to work on yourself before you can even receive it. So it'll
Yeah.
take some time.
Yes, and what I find with my work is that very oftentimes we say consciously, for example, I want more money. That's something a lot of people, want to attract more abundance or something. And then, but consciously they say it, but subconsciously they actually have a block that's holding actually the thing they so want away from them. And that's what I find so interesting with working with the subconscious mind also. It's really, we need to look into what lies beneath it and what beliefs do we have around certain topics. So even if we want to attract, a life partner, we can have subconsciously a belief it's not available to me, or I will get hurt, so I protect myself. There's so many layers, and it's always worth to look really into the depth of a situation if you want to bring something forward in your life as well, whether it's more calmness, more resilience, more inner peace. Something, if you don't have it at the moment, is blocking it. So looking at this block, I think, is always crucial to move you further in a more easy way. So, Tatjana, what would you say, because you worked around, the topics that you mentioned, and were there any other areas of your life where you felt this had like a ripple effect, also touching other parts of your life that you worked on yourself and did the RTT session?
Yeah, I'm sure it helped with everything. Like, just being more calm. Worked also at work now, that in a fast-paced job where then people start to complain about you, and you don't take it home with you no more. You just can brush it off. Nowadays, when I had a problem at work, I'm just starting to say, okay, maybe this person really just had a bad day, and we really should not like keep going on it. It was a one-time thing. It's done. Like, I will not take it home with me, or will like spend my rest of my shift being mad at everybody and everything. So yeah, I see it in a lot of things. And I also feel like, as you see, I'm a plant lady, and I feel when I am stressed, I see how my plants react to it. So I love when they are luscious, and it gives me joy. So I'm trying to really be a good plant mommy and be happy and give them a good energy.
That's wonderful. And I'm sure they give you good energy
Oh
too.
yeah, I love it.
And it sounds also, like it's very benefiting your health if because if you're constantly stressed, if somebody like this one client, is just a bit rude and you hold on to the stress and to the anger, it affects your whole body, your whole nervous system. So I think it's really beneficial also in that sense. Would you agree? Or
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. I also just came to me. I feel like when I see other people getting stressed, I'm trying to intervene, starting to like not um instead of saying, "Oh yeah, you're right. Let's go beat this person up. Let's go catch me outside." No, I'm trying to just say things like just pray for it, or um calm, like have a calm thought of it. I'm trying to tell people now also, like just spreading it out, that it's, and maybe also if you are calm while this person is totally bonkers, going bonkers at the moment, so you can give your calmness to them just by being calm, keeping calm, and maybe just diffuse the whole situation.
wow, I love that. I get almost goosebumps because it's really like being a beacon of light in that, you can be that shining example in being calm and not joining how so many people do, because we're used to, somebody is complaining, we complain with them, and we just accelerate the negative energy, the stress, the heaviness, and just keep it alive so long. But now you can feel calmer for yourself, but even you affect, your surroundings. And I think that's so powerful and so wonderful. And I loved hearing this. And
Yeah.
Tatjana, as we conclude, we're coming to an end. I'm asking each person who's been interviewed to offer 3 key insights or takeaways from your personal journey that will empower others on their journey, maybe in being more calm, maybe, whatever you feel like sharing that's going to be valuable.
Yeah, so I would say um try to just be happy where you are also right now. Try to be calm about it, and don't don't over evaluate things. And like I said, like this whole, past life thing helped me a lot by saying, like, I don't need to be something big, I don't need to show people who I am. I just need to show myself who I am and be happy with myself. And this was one of the biggest things that I really needed to hear, that, sometimes there are those life coaches that tell you, oh, you get more money if you do this and this and this, and maybe we have too much of it at the moment in our lives, with this whole, internet communities, and in our extremely fast life. And I think this is also something that a lot of people struggle with, because I think our bodies and minds are not made for such a fast life that we are having to go through at the moment. So realizing that we need to calm down, and that we're good where we are right now. And when we feel good where we are right now, this is where you see progress, and where you all of a sudden things come to you where you even feel better and you prosper. So that's would be my stance on the whole thing.
Wow, I again got goosebumps just saying. So well said. I don't even want to add something. It's just you said it so beautifully. Maybe just it's all within you. The external world will tell you do this, do that, become this, or whatever. But what do you really want? It's within you. The answers lie within you, and when you calm down, when you focus on what's within you, you will get to know what's important. And I think that's for me also, again, a great takeaway, because in the society we live in, the trap is big and we can easily fall into it, believing we need to do something else or follow someone else's way of life in order to feel happy. But it's not the truth. And that's so brave. And I really, really acknowledge you for this, and that you, yeah, shared this with our audience and with me today. So thank you so much, Tatjana.
Thank
Any
you.
last words you want to share with our audience?
No, I'm just really happy to see you again. 2 years been a little long.
Yes, it's been a long time,
I'm
but
so glad you contact me again, and yeah, to talk about it again, because it also made me start to think of it more again, like just thinking about what actually happened. Did even seeing myself now that actually there is a lot of progress going on, like if you don't go back to where you were, you never see how far you actually came.
yes, that's so true. And that's also, again, I think an amazing insight, comparing yourself, looking back at your own journey, how far you've come, because
Yeah.
also so often we look some other person, they seem, to have it all, and then we feel obviously bad about ourselves, but reflecting, looking back on our own journey makes us feel empowered, and you realize now how much you've grown, and it's been an incredible journey. And I'm also so happy that, I was able to be your guide along this way, and to connect in with you today and sharing this with the world, because I'm sure it's going to empower and inspire so many other people to realize that change is able and it's possible, and the answers are within themselves, calming down. And so thank you so much, Tatjana, and thanks.
Thank you so much for giving me this whole opportunity of actually finding out what could be a core issue, So I'm very thankful. Thank you so much.
Thank you. So thank you for tuning in to the Find Your Shine Again podcast. And remember, no matter what challenges you face, you have the power within you to overcome adversity and live the life of your dreams. Thanks for tuning in, and see and hear you next time. Bye bye.